Hello fellow cinema enthusiasts, my name is Christina and welcome to another Let's Get Reelz movie review. Today's movie I will be reviewing is a movie that a lot of you are very familiar with, and one movie that is extremely popular all over the world, Grease. I love this movie. I'm sure a lot of you love this movie. I'm not going to go too big into the summary because I'm really hoping a lot of you guys have seen this throughout the years. If you haven't, just stop watching this right now and then go watch it and then come back, finish the review. Grease begins with Danny and Sandy, played by John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. They had met on a beach in the summer, and then Sandy thought she had to go away, but then she comes back, she stays in the United States instead of going back to Australia, and she's still in love with Danny, and she mentions him, and then she finds out that he's at this high school that she is attending, but Danny is a T-bird, and he has to maintain some kind of cool, and the whole big mix-up, misunderstanding, everything like that. But they do get together in the end. There's a whole bunch of great characters in this movie, a whole bunch of little side stories going on. Grease has become such a cultural phenomenon, and I remember the first time I had ever seen it. I was very little, and I was at my grandma's house. I think my whole family was at my grandma's house, and I just remember they were flipping through the channels and somebody said, "Oh, Grease is on," so they stayed, and I remember exactly the scene that it was on. It was when Danny and Sandy are in the soda shop and he tries to apologize to her, and she's in her cheerleader uniform, and the jock that's there, Tom I think his name is, and she's kind of teasing him. Danny and Sandy are standing by the jukebox, and it's all I remember from that first time watching it. And I just have like a glimpse of a memory because I was very little when I first saw it, and I never would have guessed that Grease would be such a big deal, a thing that is very enjoyable in my life. And I am old, and I actually remember when it was the 20th anniversary of Grease, and VH1 played it over and over and just had all these specials about it, and had like, I think, a behind the music thing about it, or and they had all these shirts and everything that were out, and just all this stuff. And that's another thing I'll never forget with this movie, and just seeing it on TV and enjoying watching it with my mom, because my mom remembers going to see Grease in the movies with all of her friends. I think she was still in high school when it came out, and it was just something nice for us to share together. And I think it was one step in the progression of my love for movies and musicals, and Grease was just one of those movies that had such a big impact on my life and getting me into film, and really was like almost like an obsession for a little while. But I think that's what everybody does when they first get into Grease. They just keep watching it over and over again. They listen to the soundtrack over and over again. We all have our favorite characters, and we all kind of identify with these high schoolers, and you watch it, it word for word, every attitude of the characters, how all the lines are going to be delivered. You laugh before a funny scene, you anticipate the songs that are going to come up, and you sing along with the songs. You pretty much know every dance, every move that they make, and the dance numbers, step for step. And Grease is just one of those great movies, you just have such a fabulous time watching it. So the one character in Grease that I have come to greatly enjoy over the years is Rizzo. I think Rizzo is so great. She has such a great tough girl attitude. The tough girls are always my favorite characters, because I always wish I could be like them. But Rizzo just, boom, gave it right back, and she was just so good. Stockard Channing she made that character. Like, if you see Grease as a show, or they had Grease Live last week, I haven't seen that. Nobody can be Rizzo but Stockard Channing. She made that role so perfect and so iconic to me anyway. And Olivia Newton-John will always be Sandy from this movie, and that's nothing to be ashamed about. her number, Hopelessly Devoted to You, is fantastic. And like, let's talk about that transformation scene at the end. You know, she goes from look at me, I'm Sandra Dee, like, you know, she just couldn't deal with anything. She was so quiet and so prim and proper, and then at the end she's all sexy and all this, and you know, that wonderful transformation. It was great. It was, you know, Olivia Newton-John looked fabulous, and either as, you know, timid Sandy or like sexy smoking Sandy. John Travolta, fantastic. You know, nobody, I think he's the same way as Stockard Channing. Nobody can really be Danny Zuko without John Travolta, without thinking of him. He was great. Just the entire cast was fantastic. The entire cast did such a good job with all the dance numbers, all the line delivery. Besides Hopelessly Devoted to You, my favorite musical numbers are Look at Me, I'm Sandra Dee, just because Stockard Channing totally destroys it. She's so great in that. I really like There Are Worse Things I Can Do, and Stockard Channing singing that song, she just totally nails it. Grease, the theme, is just like one of the all-time greatest theme songs to a movie. That's just got such a great beat. It kind of doesn't fit in because it's very 70s, it's got a very disco feel to it, and the movie is set in the 50s, but that doesn't matter. When you have Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees writing it, and then you have Frankie Avalon singing it, you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. It's just such a fantastic theme song. One of those that, like, really, even despite the darker lyrics of it, if you've ever really listened to the lyrics, it's still a great song to get up and move to, and just everybody knows it. Everybody, as soon as it begins. And I gotta say, is it just me, or does Grease get dirtier and dirtier every time you watch it? I guess because I watch it not as often, and you know, I watch it maybe I don't know, once a year or once every other year, something like that. And every time I watch it, I hear lyrics and, like, especially Grease Lightning, or I really listen to some of the lines. I'm like, whoa, this movie just, I find things in it gets dirtier and dirtier. Like, I was watching it the other day and I'm like, whoa, oh my god, they really said that? Like, where have I been all these years? It's just like, you just pick up so much, and it makes it more enjoyable, I guess, when you can pick up all the dirty stuff that they say and all the dirty lyrics in Grease Lightning. And if you like this review or my rambling in any way, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, let me know who your favorite character is, what your favorite song is, your favorite dance number, your favorite line, whatever. I really like to discuss Grease with you guys. You know, everybody's seen it, so I don't think it would be that hard to get a conversation started, let other people start coming in and get conversations started. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for future Let's Get Reelz movie reviews, because that is what I like to do here. I love to review movies. And as always, keep watching movies and stay absolutely fabulous.